Good day, awesome YouTubers. It is LonelyMan16 here for another episode review of Mob Psycho 100. This is episode 3, and it is entitled, and I'm not going to say the Romanji this week because I don't have it. It doesn't show it, but anyway, it's an invite to a meeting. Simply put, I just want to be popular. This episode I thought was fairly slow and fairly normal paced until the end, where we got a pretty big reveal. So it starts off with where it left off last week, with him joining the Body Improvement Club, running with the guys, trying to build more muscle to impress the others at school, and he's pretty much failing. He tells the guys at the Telepathy Club or the Psychic Club, whatever you want to call it. He tells them that he's not a good runner, and that he cannot simply keep up. He passes out, and that's where we leave him. He's explaining this to the other club, and the other guys are like, "Come on, why isn't he keeping up with us and stuff?" The guys at the Body Improvement Club actually want to use the gym, which the Telepathy Club is currently using, so they kind of have a scuffle there, but it's not very much. So after this, Mobs goes home, but on the way home he encounters a strange person who tells him, basically like, do you have problems? And if you do, come with me. I'll show you. I will resolve all your problems. And of course, this is a scam. You can easily tell this by the way the person is talking to Mob, because the person can't seem to grasp the problems that Mob is having. The person says like, you're having trouble with your family issues. It goes on to other stuff like financial stuff, school stuff related, like not getting good grades and stuff. Finally, the person gets it, and Mob says no, he wants to go home. But then the person in response says along the lines of, well, it'll make you popular. So he says, yep, I'll go. So anyway, Mob and this person go to a like an underground like club meeting type thing. It's actually a religious, so-called anyway, a religious order of the Smile, also known as LOL. Obviously, referencing the laugh out loud in real life, the um the text laugh out loud. Anyway, Mob goes there. Everyone's dressed in normal clothing except they all have masks. He gets up on a stage, and what happens is he actually meets a person from school on the stage, and her name is Misato Ichi, from I believe episode 2. Meets her again, and then they have a little scuffle where the master or the head of the club or this organization, a guy named Dimple, comes out. He's a very laughing guy. He likes to laugh, but it's actually all a ruse, wherein this guy Dimple is actually a high level evil spirit who wants to pretty much control and make his own like club thing, so where it's the least violent. So the way he does this is he wants to make everyone laugh, and basically it's a hypnosis where the masks that they're all wearing are actually a mask with power in them, or some kind of psychic power, as he learns later on that Mob is a psychic too. It's a psychic mask wherein the user can't resist laughing, and so Misato Ichi can't resist laughing either, even though she tries to attempt to get out of it, but she can't because she has no psychic powers. Also, another side note is Misato Ichi is actually here at the club. She actually snuck in because of a rumor that's heard of that guy Dimple of basically using hypnosis to control everyone around him. But anyway, that doesn't work. So he tries this on Mob to make Mob laugh, and Mob does not budge. So they go through a number of tests wherein Mob and two other members of the club, I forgot what their names are, or stuff. Basically, where they have to drink milk, and the first one who laughs loses. And Mob wins every time. He does not laugh. He does this 3 times until Dimple himself actually comes out and challenges him. They drink milk, but Mob still does not laugh. He does not laugh whatsoever. So Dimple is getting so frustrated about this that he reveals his true self, which is a evil spirit. And the interesting thing here, this is where it gets very interesting. It's revealed that Mob is actually an Esper, which basically they're powerful psychics, wherein Mob can't control his emotions, or excuse me, he cannot control his powers. And so the way he does this is to kind of temporarily hold his powers in check, is by not letting his emotions out. Basically, he wants to be like everyone else. He wants to be popular and all that kind of stuff, but he can't, because if he does that, his power will go haywire. And this is what happens in the episode later on, wherein the progress towards Mob's explosion goes to 99% and then 100, and he explodes and his true emotions show out, his rage shows, and defeats the Dimple with pretty much ease. Dimple actually tries to attack him a number of times, but he shields it with his psychic power. The last sequence there, Dimple actually uses his arm as like a blade and tries to hit him, but that is to no avail. Chops off his arm, hits him once in the head with his two fingers, and he is finished. After this, we get a small sequence where with Reigen and Mob. Mob basically trying to explain to Reigen, well, not really. He didn't really try to explain to him what happened, but he kind of wants to know how to be popular. Small sequence there. But yeah, that's pretty much it of the episode as far as recap goes. I thought the action sequences were great, especially when that last sequence where Mob is going all out. He goes 100%, where all the other people are controlled by the masks, jump on him, but then Mob explodes, just boom, just bang, a huge explosion, and he goes 100% full. His full Esper psychic powers emerge, and he defeats the main villain, Dimple. I thought this was a great episode. Not as funny as last week. Last week was really funny, but more action this week, so that's a good thing. The sequence where the sequence where they're explaining what Mob is, that was great, because I didn't know if he was just a psychic, or I didn't know what the explosion thing was. I had no idea until this week. I thought they were actually going to show it, the explanation, later on, but only in episode 3 they reveal it, which is fine by me. What do you guys think about this episode? Do you think it's great? How do you think about the action, the humor, all that kind of stuff? There's one more thing I want to say before I get out of here. There's it's a really funny sequence where, okay, so they're trying to drink the milk thing, the challenge, but Mob actually likes milk, so he's kind of at a disadvantage, but he manages to hold in there. I thought that was a really funny scene where Mob's kind of halfway smiling in front of a cow, and that's a really funny sequence. So that's my Bin Ride review for episode 3 of Mob Psycho 100. I will see you guys next week for Dragon Ball Super episode 53, because on Saturday last week there wasn't any episode, so I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, guys, see you soon. Stay awesome, everybody, and have a